Hello, hello, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Let me get over here on what's going on Instagram. All right, just go like that. Oh, live helps. There we go. All right. Hello, hello. Glad that you are here with me for the Healing Hour Live. This is Love Coach Dasha. If you've never been with me before, don't know what we're doing here, we are here because we've been cheated on. We've had that tragedy happen, but we still love our boo. We want to be with the person that we love, even though they've hurt us like this. We're trying to figure out exactly how to do that. I am here to present to you the healing path. I am here to get you on that path so that you can get to that place. You can get healed, you can feel better, you can get to a much stronger place with your honey. And I know that you can do it because I've done it. I am personally invested in this because I have done it myself in a very difficult situation. I was able to get past the infidelity and get to a better place. And it is 15 years later now. It went well. I made a good choice, and I think that you're making a good choice too. And I want to help you with that as much as I possibly can. All right. So come on in here. Come on in here. Let me know that you're here. If you're with me for the very first time, go on over. If you're on Facebook with me, and go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and just allow them to see your name so I can see you on my screen. Let's see. Let me make sure I can see everything. Oh, my computer wants to be slow now. All right, there we go. All right, I can see there. I can see here. Beautiful. Is that? Okay, that's not blinking out. All right, just making sure. It looked like it was blinking in and out for a second. You all can see, right? Over on Facebook, it's not in and out. I just saw it go dark and then come back on. Let me know if it's acting a fool. Or it's just going slow. It's like taking forever to load. All right, maybe that's all it is. Okay, good. All right, so first of all, happy International Women's Day. Hello. Glad that you are with on this day. I want to talk about how remarkable you are as women because you're here in the name of love. Like in a situation where you are really hurt, all right? You were like, I know I'm hurting, but I'm choosing love. I want to choose the love. I want to choose forgiveness. That is an incredible thing. You are very remarkable women, okay? That's why I love doing this so much. Because honestly, like everybody that you know, like all of the television shows, all of the everything will say, oh, well, you're supposed to leave, and he's just terrible, so you're being a doormat if you stay, and all of the things, right? But in spite of all that, you were like, no, I'm still going to choose the love. I still feel like the love is the point, and I want that. And I think that's remarkable. I think it's a remarkable thing that I was able to do it too. But I think that it's remarkable that there are so many women right now who are willing to do that, who are just in that place in their head like, okay, well, I would rather go ahead and work it out with somebody that I love than to leave and try and figure it out with somebody new. And I still got to do all the same healing anyway, you know? Bernadette! Hey there, good morning to you in the Philippines. Hope you are having a beautiful morning. Glad that you're here with me. Thank you for that. Everybody else here, make sure you give me likes, give me love, say something, tell me what's going on. Bernadette, you said it's like I'm choosing to stay for all the things he did right. Exactly. I saw that. I saw that too. That's a reel. That's a TikTok. I've seen that before. But yeah, I'm choosing to stay because all the other stuff, my feelings. Why can't it be about my feelings? Why can't it be because I love this person? I can do that. It doesn't really matter about what they did right. If you think they did right, then it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. whatever your opinion of them is the right one, because you were the person that was made for them. Hey there, Lou. I see you over there on Instagram. Hello, hello. Glad you're with me. Oh, I tell you, I was just talking about how remarkable you are for choosing love, for choosing forgiveness. It's a really difficult thing to do. I think women we're expected to be so much and be so strong. And it's like people tell us that this choice to go for the love, to go for forgiveness, that is the weak choice. And I just don't see that. I don't know how they come to that, because this is the harder thing to do. You can walk away just fine, and you could heal just fine on your own. That's why it will work. Even if you decide to heal with this person, you can heal on your own with this person. You can work this out and be with who you want to be with, and not have to give up the person that you want and the life that you want just because they did something stupid. I feel like that ingraining that in our heads is telling us that we're supposed to give up on the things that we want. I don't get that. No, we can decide that we want something and we can go for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing weak about that. I think that's one of the strongest things we can do, Stephanie said my notify when it starts thing didn't work. Well, see, that's why I put the thing up there in everyone. So I make sure I tell you. I want to let you know we are going live. Oh, over there. Oh, Spam is 43 over there on Instagram. Hello, hello. Just talking about how wonderful all these ladies are who are staying and working it out after infidelity. Happy International Women's Day to you, because you are remarkable women all across the globe. We at the Philippines, I'm on the East Coast of Virginia, everywhere across the world, there are incredible women who are choosing love. And I dig that. I love every bit of that. I love being part of helping that. All right. So anyway, let me get off of that. Let's go ahead and start with what we normally do. Every time I come to you on Thursday evenings, we're going to talk about the things that you can do right now that are going to help you start to deal with the drama. All right. You say you're the best and so optimistic. Love you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to be optimistic. I used to be very, very pessimistic. I used to have real bad anxiety. I used to be real depressed. Okay. I had to work it. That's why I know that you all can do it, because I was like, I did it. I came from like a bad place, like mentally, to like, oh, I affect my life. I am the only reason whether I'm going to be happy or not. So once I figured that out, once I stopped trying to, determine my happiness on what other people were doing, and I just decided to go ahead and be happy, I was like, oh, that's the trick. Oh, okay. So I want to tell you, I want to let you all know what the trick is and how to get to like a happy, healed place by acting like a happy, healed person. You got to do the things that healed people and happy people do. So, and starting with doing your deep breathing. Doggone it. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Tell me, let me know. Give me likes, give me love, give me comments if you have been doing your deep breathing. If you have not been doing your deep breathing, here I am to shake my finger at you and tell you to do your deep breathing. You got to do that, okay? Just a simple act of self-care. That's what we just pick it up as that. It's maybe 5 minutes out of your day. It takes, when we doing our deep breathing together, what is it? 3 minutes out of the day for you to sit here and do your deep breathing with me? Okay, well, if you're doing it 5 times a day, all right, 15 minutes of your day. Let's say that. At the very, very most, you're taking 15 minutes out of your day just to spend a little bit of time inhaling and exhaling. You're supposed to be doing that anyway. So why can't we do that? Let's do that, okay? Look, my outfit and my bling. Thank you so much. Look, I'm unpacking stuff still. I'm like from the move. And so I found, like, I actually have a pearl necklace that goes with this, but I just threw the bracelet on because I was like, oh, that was so cute. He got me that. Let me put that on. But yes. I want you to come on and do your deep breathing with me, okay? Come on in here, sit down, and do your deep breathing. We're going to do 4-7-8 breathing. What we're going to do is blow out. We're going to just try and empty out our lungs, okay? Then we're going to inhale. You can inhale through your nose or through your mouth. It doesn't matter. Inhale for a count of 4. Then we're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. And then blow out like you're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. If you don't get it the first time, trust me, do it again, you'll get it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about doing it perfectly either. The action of doing it, paying attention to your breath as it comes into your body and goes out of your body is helpful to the process of stopping that trauma from continuously triggering off in your brain. If you are taking control of your breathing, then the trauma can't just go ahead and put you into fight or flight mode. Fight or flight mode starts with your breathing, all right? It speeds up. It gets more shallow. You don't exhale as much carbon dioxide, which makes you feel like things are going wrong. And then you don't inhale as much oxygen, which makes you a little bit dumber. So all of that stuff is happening when you are traumatized, when you are in that fight or flight mode. If you can take back that one bit of control, you are telling your brain, oh no, I am not in fight or flight mode. I am breathing deeply and fully. I am filling my lungs. I am letting out all the carbon dioxide. I feel all of that oxygen is going to my brain, feeding my brain. I am not in any danger. I don't need fight or flight right now. That is what we have to do. We have to continuously be stopping our brain from just going into autopilot fight or flight mode. Does that make sense? All right, I want you to come on, do your deep breathing with me just to stop the fight or flight instinct, all right? You need that. All right, so what we're going to do is, first of all, blow out and make the noise. We want to make that noise of to tell our brain, I am blowing out all the carbon dioxide. I am in control of my breathing. I do not need fight or flight right now. I am safe. We just need to tell our brain that. Tell our little amygdala back there that. All right? So I'm going to blow out, inhale for 4, hold for 7, and then we're going to blow out for 8. I'm going to do it 3 times together, but usually do it 5 times a day. All right? All right, first things first, blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful, lovely. Hey there, my cuz mama, I see you over there. Glad you're here. Yes, did you do your deep breathing with me? How do you feel when you do your deep breathing? I hope you feel good when you're doing it. It should make you calm down. You made it. Glad you're here. It should calm you down a little bit, but then it should stimulate you, giving your brain that oxygen for once. Yeah, it might stimulate you a little bit. You might feel a little bit more awake, or a little bit more alert. So we can get lots of good responses from our body from that. We need to start paying attention to our bodies, ladies. That's all of what this is. If you can pay attention to your body's responses, if you're feeling it when the anxiety kicks in and you are doing everything you can to work on the bodily feeling of it, you are going to get in control of that feeling. You are going to get in control of that emotion. So we need to just be focusing on that, on how our bodies react to us emotionally. And then, okay, well, what can we do to help that reaction? So if we are feeling triggered, okay, now our heart is racing. Now, our jaw is all clenched. Now we got our shoulders up to our ears. What can we do? All right, we can pull our shoulders down. We can relax our jaw. We can just let it hang for a second. We can do our deep breathing. So it's gonna help you as you're paying attention to your body and its reactions. You are going to know more, and then you can react to it faster, and then it won't get all out of hand. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you. You said you hate missed yesterday, Wednesday, and you'll try to make it more workers draining. Girl, I feel you. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It was sip and chat night anyway, so it was all right. And actually, nobody came, so don't feel bad. I'm talking about my recovery and reconciliation membership. That's going to be opening up pretty shortly here, but yeah, it's every Wednesday night we talk. And some days there's nobody there. So, if you get into that, some days you have me all to yourself for a whole hour for no reason. It's just nobody else is there sometimes. It just depends. So, when I open that up, you might want to get in on that. All right. But yes, it was all right. I just hung out in here. I cleaned up. That's what I was doing. That's when I came across this, cleaning up. All right. He said, oh, hey, Selena. So I was wondering what that was. I saw it too late. Yeah, because you got it in the mail. Yeah. Yes, girl. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So, yeah. If you're working with me one-on-one or you're in a recovery and reconciliation program, you'll get the emails about that. All right. Let me see. Next thing, doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? Have you been sitting down with yourself? It's a writing assignment. Yes, it is. And you may not like writing assignments, but it's a writing assignment just about what's going on in your head. All right? I need you to do that. All right? 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. Just a regular thing that you start doing, sitting down with your journal. Doesn't matter if you got a 99-cent one from Walmart. Doesn't matter if you got a pink and fuzzy cockatoo one. I don't care what you use. Sit down, use your journal. All right? 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. You're doing it at those times because your brain is more elastic at those times. We need to be opening up our brain first thing in the morning, trying to problem solve ahead of time, anticipate triggers. What am I going to do today? If I do get triggered, what am I going to do about it? Plan those things. Make sure that you've got this plan under your belt so that when you go out into your day, okay, if something hits you, you already know what you're going to do. You know how you're going to handle it. You don't have to think all hard or on your feet. You've already written it down in your journal. It is there for you. You've already figured it out. And then before you go to bed, that time as you're trying to drift off to sleep, that's the time where if you're stuck thinking about bad things that happened during the day or terrible thoughts that you had during the day, those are going to follow you into sleep. That's how you end up with nightmares. We don't need that. Sit down with your journal, 5 minutes, pour that stuff out of your head into the book, and then leave it there. So now, okay, I drank my little bit of tea, a little chamomile. I am ready for bed. I can rest. I can relax. I can breathe. I don't have to think about this because I wrote it down, and it'll be waiting for me in the morning. And then a great thing to do, a great affirmation after you do that, this is a good one, but pay attention. Sit there and tell yourself, after you've written down in your journal at night, okay, if there's a problem, there's something that you're worried about, something that you're not sure how to handle, you're going to go to bed with the idea in your brain, the affirmation, tomorrow morning, I'm going to know exactly what to do. Say it to yourself as you are going to sleep. In the morning, I will know exactly what to do. And just say that after you've done your journaling. Come back and tell me how it goes. Trying to tell you it's excellent. You will know in the morning. Your brain will work on it in the morning and it'll be worked out and you'll be able to pick that answer out of your brain at some point first thing in the morning. If you do your journaling first thing in the morning, a lot of the time it will pop up in your brain, okay? Do that for me. I need you to do that. I need you to do it, okay? Try it out. Because Mommy said, I definitely love writing even with my hand cramps. It's so hard to write twice. I know it's hard to do it twice, but it's good to have that back and forth, that first thing in the morning, the planning, and then coming back at night. How did it work out? Did it do well? yes, this was great that I planned in the morning, or this didn't work that I planned in the morning. Okay, I'll know not to do that tomorrow. It helps you to be more seamless. It helps you to figure out like what is working and what doesn't a lot faster. So try and make 5 minutes first thing in the morning and at night. All right. Next thing is, of course, I want you to practice being grateful, okay? I need you to work on that. I need you to be working on cultivating an attitude of gratitude, all right? It is very hard to be angry at the same time you are being grateful. It's hard to be sad at the same time you're being grateful. You can get to grateful from sad a lot easier than you can get to happy or trusting or even forgiving from that sadness, from that anger. You can get to grateful. You can make that much of an adjustment, that much of a jump. That's why it's such a key thing, because you have plenty of things to be grateful for. You know what you have to be grateful for, so you can't deny it. Your brain can't say, oh, well, I'm not happy that we have a roof over our head. No, it can't say that, because that's not true. You are happy to have a roof over your head, you know? So start with grateful, and then you can get to bigger, better emotions from grateful, okay? So start my Thirsty Thursday people. I miss what you're saying there, Cosmo. Let me know. But I want you to do, is that not true? All right, so I want you to do Thirsty Thursdays with me every Thursday in the Love After Cheating group. Shoot, I'm gonna start doing it on Instagram too. I don't post enough on Instagram too. I'm gonna start doing it there too. I want you all to tell me about the good stuff that is happening in your life. I want you to remember that good things are still happening in the midst of the trauma. Just because the trauma is happening does not take away the good stuff that is going on, okay? Just because he did this stupid thing doesn't take away all the other reasons why you're with him. All right? Same thing. Same level of thinking. All right? So Thirsty Thursdays, I love it because I got so many of them. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Yay. Let's talk about it. You said, do you mean stay grateful and it'll calm you? Yeah, it does. It takes your mind and flips it from the negativity. Because the whole thing about that is if you keep focusing on what you don't have, what you don't like, that's the direction you're going in. So if you are facing that way, you're heading on the hurting path. You are going the wrong way. You've got to turn towards what you really want, what you love, what makes you happy, because then you are facing those things, heading towards those things. If you are consistently thinking about the negative, you're not going to be thinking about anything good. Nothing good will come of that. So you got to be turning yourself on the healing path towards gratefulness, towards happiness, compassion, understanding. Those things will flow from being able to be grateful instead of just focusing on, oh, I'm sad or I'm hurt or I'm angry. You can get to better, bigger emotions from grateful. All right, Thirsty Thursday on great things. As far as a relationship or just what happens with us in general, everything. I want to hear everything. I want to hear all the good stuff, okay? I want it all, because as you are starting with everything, then, all right, your focus has been on your relationship. So then as you start with everything, then as you start naming everything, you start narrowing it down to the thing that you're actually focused on, which is your relationship. So as you start bigger, then you can get down to the relationship level, and then you'll start saying good things about the relationship too. So it's just the practice of finding the good thing will help you find the good thing in everything. That makes sense? I like that one. The practice of finding the good thing will help you find the good thing in everything. I'm good. That's going to be posted somewhere. All right. Anyway, so Aaron says, I don't know if this is what you're looking for. It is, but we rescued a Great Pyrenees with a broken leg this past weekend and are now fostering him. But we fostered animals before, so we've never fostered animals before, so this is new. Ooh, doing new things and everything. said, I realized yesterday that I've been so focused on caring for and loving on the dog that I've given very little thought, at least for now, on my own sadness and pain. I even started back exercising this week because of how well I felt. I know that at some point I'll be triggered and I'll feel sadness again, but this is the first time in almost 9 long months that I felt this kind of relief, and I'll take it. And then she posted a picture. Oh, he's so cute. This is a picture of our foster puppy right after his bath. We named him Chance. Oh, and he's adorable too, Erin. I'm so glad. That's the thing. Exactly what I was talking about. Unfocusing from, oh, I'm so hurt. Because it's very easy to focus on that when you're hurting. Very easy. But if you can go to gratitude, if you can go to some other emotion, and caring for an animal, that's okay, some other emotion. You are in worse shape than I am right now. You need a home. You need somebody to take care of you. Okay, I can turn my focus to that. As you turn away from the negative, you start to forget. I swear your brain is so used to trying to help you with stuff. So you get stuck in feeling bad because your brain is like, oh, that's what you're focused on. All right. But then if you can turn away from it, your brain will be like, oh, she's not interested in the hurting stuff anymore. She's interested in this good stuff over here. Let's look for the good stuff. That your brain is great at doing that, but you just got to turn away from the bad stuff long enough for it to catch on that that's what you want it to do. Your brain does what you want. But if you are focusing on the negative, it will keep on focusing on the negative. It was like, okay, well, that's what we're doing. That's what she's interested in. So that's what we're going to do. If you focus that energy elsewhere, focusing on something good, something positive, something that you are grateful for, then your brain will start to look for that instead. It's a trick. It's all tricky with your brain. You can do lots of tricky things with it. All right. Kai's mommy said, okay, so I can see, for me, I finally started to feel better from battling a bad cold. I'm glad. And for him, my boyfriend, he bought WWE tickets and going to finally have a Father and Son Day this weekend. Oh, that's very cool. I saw that on a TikTok earlier today. Somebody gave a kid WWE tickets. So I know your son is going to flip. I know he is going to be super excited. That's some good stuff all around. And while they're gone on their little father and son adventure, you can get some self-care time. Isn't that a beautiful thing? It's so gorgeous. I love it. That's good stuff. I love to celebrate the good stuff with you. All right. Let's see, Lou. What did Lou say? Lou said, I got to fertilize my fruit trees, hoping that they'll grow much more this season. I also tried a bunch of new recipes this week. 80% were a big hit. 80%, that's a high percentage. You're like, you tried a whole bunch of them and 80% hit? You're on to something right there. So I have more food recipes under my belt. I have also been more consistent in my workouts, and I'm feeling it in many great ways. Girl, that's what I'm talking about. I see you weren't there last night too, but that's all right. If you are feeling great, if things are going well, if you're filling up your life with all the good stuff, I don't mind if I miss you once or twice a month. I don't even mind. I am so glad that you are having that good time and being able to take care of yourself. You know how I feel about you taking care of yourself. If you don't know me, I'm going to tell you, I need you to be on your self-care. I need you to be on that. That needs to be at least every week that you are really focusing on giving yourself that time. However, with your deep breathing and your journaling, it should be at least every day that you are spending like half an hour on a little bit of self-care. All right. So I want you to be on that. And I think that is beautiful, Lou. I'm glad that you are having a good time. Woo! I love it. Okay. Bionic Babe Selena said, besides the good news above. Oh, wait. Did I miss? Oh, what were we talking about above? Hold on. Oh, my daughter got a job! Yay! I know you were worried. You were worried for a second. She got it. I know the kids, man, they stress you out, but she got it. He said, and she did her first eyebrow counting clip today too. Cool. Okay, she was able to go and figure out how to do that, huh? All right, and you said, besides the good news above, Mike and I are going to California to watch a tennis match alone for the day. Nice date. I know that's right. That sounds good. I'm glad y'all are going to have a good time together. Get out of town, get a little date action going. I love every bit of that. Good stuff. I'm so glad. You were worried about your daughter. I'm glad that she's good now. I told you she'd be fine. She'll figure it out. She's gonna do her thing. All right, let's see. Anna said, I reorganized my apartment, got some beautiful pieces from Victoria's Secret. Okay. And work is going great. Feeling so blessed and happy with my life. Anna, that's some good stuff. So you said, ooh, thank goodness, right? I know, they make you a little troubled for a while, but they got it. You raised a good one. You're good. All right, let's see. Stephanie said, I have absolutely, totally, and completely made up my mind that I want to work things out with my man. And more than just wanting to, it is very clear to me now that it's the best thing to do and the most beneficial thing for me to do. That's what I'm trying to say, Stephanie. If you just got to make up your mind, what is it that you want? Is it good for you? Does it feel right to you? I know lots of people will try and give you a hard damn time about it, but if it's what you feel like, okay, I feel sure that I'm supposed to go ahead and work this out, go for it. There is no harm in you going for healing inside your relationship. If that's what you're going for, you're probably going to make it. If you have decided that you're going to go for healing and forgiveness and love and understanding and compassion, that's good stuff for a relationship, And so if you're willing to do it, that is the first step of the dreams formula, is making that decision, deciding what you want to do. And if that's what you want to, go for it. All right. I am fully for that. You come on, work with me if you want to. Okay. All right, let's see. Angela, you're out of town, aren't you? Angela's not with us right now, Angela. It's okay, because I know you're out of town and you're doing your thing, because she had PT today. She said, my day today, PT been sitting at the desk for 8 hours. I'm just tired. Can't wait to go home tomorrow and sleep in my own bed. Won't be on live tonight. Okay, because the rest of us is studying for tomorrow's test. She got like 8,147 steps today. She went 3.69 miles. She's doing her thing out here in her training. Good job, Angela. I'm sorry you're tired, but you're doing a good job, and you get to be home tomorrow, and things are going to go well, and you're going to be with your honey. And remember, the first weekend, you're coming back home. No expectations. We are just going to be happy together. Whatever it is that we need to try and take care of, we're going to take care of it after I am finished with this 6 weeks of work training. We will deal with it later. It is okay to put it off for right now, because you got a lot on your plate right now, and you don't need to be trying to solve anything right now. Just enjoy your time home and get ready for next week, okay? All right, good stuff. I love it. Oh, I love to hear good news. I really do. I love to hear that good things are happening in your life, that you're recognizing the good things in your life, because it's very easy when you're hurting to not be able to see it, not be able to tell that it's good stuff happening, but you're seeing it. I see you. I see you seeing it. All right. All right. Let's see. Because mommy said, I can be honest, when he gets me mad, it makes me think, am I making a mistake? But to be honest, I love him, and it's not because of longevity. I think about the great things he did and does do. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's only because you're upset in the moment. And yeah, you doubt everything when you're upset. You're like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't be with him. And, because you're coming from a place of hurt. But when you're okay and you're just living your life, you're like, this is the person that I want to live my life with. So, okay, even though it hurts sometimes, I'm not willing to give him up. That's how I was. I was just like, it may hurt sometimes, but this is the person for me, and I'm not willing to give him up. I'm just not. This full moon had his ass going, okay? He was a dick this week. He was. He had to get back to work and ask somebody at work, and finally understood that he was wrong. But It was just the moon. I knew it was the moon. I knew that's what it was. Still made me mad. But even with all of the things, having arguments, having issues, whatever, he's still the one. He's still it. So, okay, in the bad times too, he's still that person. Even though that I'm not in that same frame of mind, he's still that same person. All right. Girl, we've been talking about that, and we've been talking about all the basics today. Last thing I always tell you that I always want you to know is stop asking so many questions. For crying out loud. Stop it. You're killing yourselves with this. You gotta stop doing that. Stop asking all the questions. You don't have to ask all the questions, okay? Okay, wait. She said, Mikai's mommy said, another great news for Thirsty Thursday. Although he spoke about not wanting to celebrate my birthday, this is old, we talked about it. But he actually took me out for my birthday that Saturday. Oh, he did. See, to me it meant although he felt like what he decided to take. He decided to take me out anyway. Well, yes, that's the whole point. You're supposed to do good things for your mate, even in spite of how you're feeling. That's why this whole thing with forgiving is so difficult, because you're hurting and your whole reaction is, I don't want to do anything nice for you. I don't want to treat you good, but you want them to treat you good too. So you gotta get past it and just go ahead and, okay, what would be the good thing? What would be the thing that I would do? The way that I would treat them if I was all healed up and everything was fine. How would I treat them then? And treat them like that as you're healing. And as you do the things that a healed person would do, you become a healed person. All right? That's how it goes. But stop asking all those questions. That's what I was about to say. Stop asking all those questions. You have got to stop with that, okay? The questions are from your brain. It is part of the trigger response, okay? It is part of your brain saying, this person is a threat. That situation that they were in is a threat. So, all right, I'm going to treat them like they're a threat. All right, we can't do that. All right, we cannot do that. We've got to be aware that our brain is doing it. When our brain is saying, oh, I think this is a threat, I must find out all the information about this threat in order to avoid this threat. That is what your brain is doing. When it's like, oh, I have to know all of the answers, and I have to have transparency, and how can I know what I'm forgiving if I don't know all the details? Your brain is lying to you, okay? It's trying to give you the incentive to go and find these answers so that later on, as you're trying to heal, it's going to use those against you, okay? Do not fall for it. Stop asking all the questions. Or if you must, if you are just itching, if your brain is messing you about asking a question, ask a better question, okay? Much better questions to ask, all right? This is the healing edition, all right? I want you to be working on this. Try this instead of asking those questions. You deal out a few cards to each other and you go through the questions. You can skip. If you look into each other's eyes for 10 seconds, you can go ahead and skip a question. If it's going to be something that might be a little triggering, don't ask it, okay? You just look each other's eyes and don't answer that question. Move on, all right? But they're very insightful questions, all right? So let me see. Let's see, what do we got? What's the best thing about our relationship? Great question. Excellent, right? What's the best thing about our relationship? What's the best thing about our relationship? All right. That's a great one. That's something that's positive. We're not talking about negative stuff. We're talking about the good stuff. All right. Another one is, what skill or talent of mine do you envy the most and why? That's a good one. What skill or talent of mine do you envy the most and why? What skill or talent of mine do you envy the most and why? My husband can cook. My husband is a cook, and I just can't. I'm not good at it. I'm gonna burn boiling water. I have burned boiling water twice. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, it's not my thing. All right, but It's one of those things that I envy about him. I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that. He can cook for the masses. It's so crazy. He can take like nothing and make food for everybody, and it's amazing. And he knows it's amazing, but he likes to hear it sometimes. And one more. What do you think scares me most? This might be a little bit of a triggering one, but take it for what it is. What do you think scares me most? What do you think scares me most? Those are good questions, right? Way better than what positions did you have sex in, and did you tell her that you loved her? All of that, it's misery. Don't go down the hurting path. Let's go for the healing path. All right. All right. We got questions still. Oh, I'm late to going into questions tonight, but that's all right. I will answer them all. All right. Makai's mom, you said, so is it best to let all my guard down? Or am I crazy for letting my guard all the way down and trust again? I really don't think so. I really don't. I feel like let your guard down. You know what's really dangerous for you. I'm saying this is a person that you love and you feel like they love you too. All right, what are you leaving up a guard against them for? Why? There's so many other people in the world you can have a guard up against. You can have a guard up against every damn body else if you really, really wanted to. But this one person, this is the person you're trying to spend your entire life with. Why not let your guard down to them? Why not? Why is that such a bad thing? It goes back to that whole, we're supposed to be so strong and we're not supposed to let people close. And I think that's all bullshit. I think that if you want to be with somebody, you gotta let the guard down. You can't stay standoffish to a person that you want to spend your entire life with. You gotta let it go. Love them. Let it go and just go for it. And all right, if you get hurt in the process, all right, that was guaranteed to happen. Because if you love this big, you're going to get hurt big. So you're already gambling it. You're already putting yourself out there. You are already putting yourself in a position where, you're going to be hurt at some point. Remember, the only two ways this relationship is going to end is with you breaking up or death of somebody. So it's going to be pain at the end. It's going to be. But why are we guarding against that? Why? Because it hurts? Well, damn, it's showing you how deep the love went. Nobody can hurt you that deep that you don't care about, that you don't love deeply, that you don't feel strongly for. And I want us to feel all the damn emotions, all of them. We don't deserve to just be miserable and sad. You deserve to open yourself up and to have the feeling of just freely loving and throwing that guard away and free flying with this love. You deserve to have that too. You deserve pain, but you don't deserve ecstasy. That's stupid. I don't feel like we should have to do that. I feel like, yes, put it all on the line. Every bit of it. It's always worth it. For the things that you really want, when you put yourself out there for the things that you really want, you get them. I put myself out here like 3 years ago. I was like, I don't know if anybody is going to really need this. I don't know if I'm really going to help anybody, but I'm going to try. I think that this is what I want to do, and it's what I feel passionately about. And if people hear me and they start to listen and they think that I'm good at it, that's great, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to put myself out there. And I started talking and there was nobody here when I first started doing this, okay? Go back in the group. They're all in the group. Every live I ever did is in the Love After Cheating group. Go there. There was nobody there. I put myself out there because just in case there was somebody out there that needed to hear what I had to say. And so I put myself out there, and now the group is 6,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there is no harm in that. Put yourself out there for the things that you want. Do it, okay? As much as I can tell you, do it. What's the difference between miserable and hurt? Miserable is dwelling in a hurt. You are just sitting in it, stewing in it. You have unpacked. You have started putting up pictures and shit in miserable. That's what it is. You can hurt. You hurt. Okay, yes, you have that feeling. Okay, we're supposed to feel the feeling, and then we're supposed to move on from the feeling. You're not supposed to hang on to that feeling with everything you got and try and stay in it. That's what the misery is. You can make yourself miserable by continuously turning towards the negative, turning towards the pain. You can stay in that miserable state. You can keep refreshing the hurt so then you stay miserable. But if you just, okay, I'm hurt and I'm ready to move past the hurt. So I'm not going to keep looking at the hurt. I'm going to keep looking at the love. I'm going to keep looking at the good things about us in this relationship. And I'm going to look towards my own happiness, not just depending on happiness because of the situation, but happiness coming from inside me. And when you do that and turn away from that pain, you turn towards the happiness. So you're not just miserable anymore. You turned away from the hurt, and so the misery gets turned off. We make ourselves miserable. We do. We really, really do. Focusing so hard on the negative and the pain. And part of that is our brains. Part of that is the automatic responses, the autopilot that your brain goes into when you're traumatized. But you know about that now. You know about what your body does, what your brain is doing when you're traumatized. So you got the keys already. You know, do your deep breathing. That is the opposite of the response that your body has when you are traumatized and triggered. So, okay, we need to do that. Start doing the things. Doing the things that the healed person does, you will feel like a healed person. But miserable people keep on focusing on the hurt. They do what a hurting person does. And then you stay miserable, and then you make other people miserable. You make your family and friends miserable because they're like, oh my God, would you just leave them already because you're staying so miserable? They're like, if you're not ever going to be happy again, there's no reason for you to stay. And I agree with that. If you're not going to be happy again, what are you staying for? You got to choose to be happy again and then start training your brain in that direction, not just letting it stay in misery mode. Does that make sense? Can I break it down about, hold on, let me come back to that. Let me answer somebody else's question first. Hold on. Yes, I will answer that. Hold on. Let's see. Going back, because we had a whole bunch of questions. I'll stay until I finish them. I ain't gonna leave you. All right, let's see. Amber, you said, how do you not overthink that it can happen again? Oh, yes, because it could. I just want us to just settle into that knowledge. It could happen again, okay? Everything could happen, all right? We live in an infinite universe. Everything is possible, all right? And that's why I always think that it's so strange when people are like, oh, I never thought that they could do such a thing. I believe everything for everybody, okay? I think everybody is capable of everything. So, good and bad, all right? So, first of all, we need to just, all right, okay, what if it does happen again? All right? You're worried about if I stay and this happens again, I look like a fool. And, okay, that only happens if you tell people about it. That's the only reason that would happen, that you would feel like you would look like a fool, is if you tell people that it happened again. All right? You don't even have to do that. All right. But the obsession with what if it happens again, that is part of the trauma response. That's your brain alarming, telling you this thing over and over again, trying to get you prepared. What if this happens again? What if you are in this pain again? It is just your brain trying to help you not be hurt again. What you need to do is you need to start talking to your brain. You need to start telling your brain, yes, I know you're trying to help me, worrying about if it happens again. But if it happens again, I will handle it just as well as I have handled it this time. I have made my choices. I know what I'm getting into. And even if I get hurt again, I know what I will get hurt again. But even when I get hurt again, I'm not going to let that stop me from the love. I am not going to allow that. And it's just consistently telling your brain that. Telling your brain, it could happen again. Yes, it could. Yeah, but that is not anything to be panicked about. That is a future event that may or may not ever happen. So I don't need to keep worrying about things that don't actually exist. I don't need to worry about that. If it happens again, then I will deal with it then. But right now, I'm not going to sit here and be stressed and anxious over what if it happens again. All right. And always, what if it happens again? What if is one of those trigger things that should let you know that your brain is on autopilot right then. When it's like, what if, what if, what if? That is a trigger, alert thing in your head. It will keep on doing that because it never actually answers the question. If you answer that question, what if it happens again? Okay. When I answered it, it was, what if this happens again? I will handle it. I am not leaving. I've already figured that out. So if it does happen again, I will be working it out with him, and we are going to continue on the healing path. That's what we're going to be doing. Answer the question. Answer the what if, and come to the conclusion. If the what if answer is, well, what if it happens again? Well, then I will leave him. If that is really the answer. If that's not really the answer, you're not going to be satisfied with it, okay? But if the answer really is, I'm not going to leave. I'm just going to work it out. I'm going to be hurt, yeah. But I've been hurt before, and that wasn't fatal. I can get past hurt. I can get past pain. I can get past anger. I can get from bad emotions to good emotions. So if it happens again, that's what I'll do. Answer the question, all right? That makes sense? Hope that makes sense. Let me see. All right. Let me answer this one over here from Karen. Karen, you said, things are going much better, but how do I relax and enjoy it without that nagging feeling of waiting for him to contact her? Super paranoid here. And yes, you know what? Everybody's brain takes on a different path of, I'm going to worry about this. I'm going to stress about this. For Amber, it could happen again. It can happen again. For you is, oh, well, that he's going to contact her again. He's going to contact her again. And the whole thing is, you just tell yourself, he's not. He's not. That's not what's happening here. He is not going to contact her again. I don't have any evidence of that. I don't think that is happening right now. So there's nothing that I can do about it. You're asking me to stress out about a future thing that may or may not happen. So brain, I appreciate your help. I appreciate you wanting to protect me. I appreciate you trying so hard, but that's a pointless question. It does not matter. If he talks to her again, then I will deal with it when it happens. But right now, I'm not going to worry about that. I am not going to sit there and stew in that worry. It's just consistently brain training. Your brain, when it keeps on doing those repeating thoughts, it's because of the triggers. It's because of the trauma. You got to be consistently telling a different story. Doing the opposite of what it's freaking out about, tell it the opposite of that. All right? All right, guys, mom, let me come back. Keep breaking down again about women's intuition and just knowing something is wrong. It says, where I hear women say, you got to listen to your intuition. It's always right. Girl, yeah. They always say that. It's always right. Men ain't this or that. Yeah, they ain't shit. Yeah, I know. Okay. He said, I love everyone's questions. It'd be in my mind too. Yeah, that's why I answer all the questions. Yeah, because everybody's thinking about the same stuff. But okay, intuition is a tool. All right, we are anxious and anticipating bad things when we are traumatized because that's part of the trauma response. Our brain is worried that we could be hurt. So that little part of our brain, that almond-shaped, grape-sized thing in our brain, in the very base, it's called the amygdala, and it comes up with the worst-case scenario. It comes up with the thing that you should be afraid of. It's the part of your brain that lights up when you're at a gas station and you see somebody lighting a cigarette. It's that part of your brain that's like, hey, that could go badly. That is the part of the brain that we're talking about. That part will send out a signal, and that's how you get triggered. It will send out adrenaline. It will say something bad is happening because it reminds me of something bad that has happened before. And then you feel badly, right? Your mouth goes dry. Your heart starts pounding out of your chest. Your stomach is turning and twisting. Okay? That physical response, that is the sign that your amygdala is kicked in and you are having a trauma response. It is the fight or flight response. It does not have to be a real threat. That response will happen and something is completely fine, completely innocuous, absolutely not a threat to you at all. All right. That feeling is what people think intuition is. That twisting of your stomach, that caving in your chest, that drop, that bad feeling. They think that that's intuition. That is not intuition. That is a physical response to something, okay? Your intuition is not like that at all. Your intuition is quiet. Your intuition is sure, but it's not screaming at you. It's not trying to make you uncomfortable. It is very clear. It's almost like hearing a voice. You just know, and it doesn't alarm you. It's not freaking you out. You're just aware of it. That's intuition. Okay? Your intuition is very quiet. It whispers. It makes sure that you have to be in a quiet, still, calm place to be able to hear your intuition. All right? If you're chaotic, if your brain is all over the place, you're not going to hear that little whisper. But people think that big feeling, that terrible, my stomach hurts and everything feels bad is intuition, and it's not. That is just a physical anxiety reaction. That's all that is. It is not your actual intuition. Your intuition has to be in a very quiet moment. You have to be quiet. You have to be still. You have to be meditating on a regular basis. You have to quiet down all that stuff that's going on in your brain to be able to hear your intuition. So if it's shouting at you, it's not your intuition. It's not. It is a panic reaction. It is your brain has picked up on something it thinks is a threat, and it is screaming at you to get away from the threat. That's the way you feel when you're having trouble with him, when you're having the thoughts with him, and you're feeling all down. That is the same feeling, right? You feeling like that is not intuition. You got to be in a good, calm place to be able to hear it. All right, that makes sense. He said, I see the fire, I see it, yay. Look at the responses like that. He said, can you give an example of when you know and it's quiet? People like do it when they're in danger. That what sticks out to me, okay, this isn't even women's intuition, but who would have been the first victim of John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown dude, he had killed a whole bunch of men and stuffed them in the crawl space underneath his house. The first person who would have been his victim was a hitchhiker, a college guy who was hitchhiking. And he got into the car with him and just not screaming. It wasn't screaming in his head, but he just said, something is not right about this guy. And he just knew. And the first time the car slowed down enough for him to jump out, he did. As soon as it was like, okay, I have already got the plan in mind. As soon as this car slows down, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tuck and roll out of this bitch because this dude is not cool. When you got intuition going, you can think beyond the thing. You are seeing beyond the thing. It's not just, oh, I'm scared of this thing. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. It is, I know what the plan is to get away from this thing. I know exactly what it is. This is exactly what I need to do to be able to get away from this thing. And you will be sure of it, and it will make all the sense in the world, even if it's something that doesn't seem like a logical thing to do, like jump and roll out of a car. In that particular circumstance, that was the most logical and reasonable thing to happen, and he knew that that's what he needed to do. He didn't wait around. He didn't doubt it. He didn't think all hard. As soon as that car slowed down a little bit, he was out of there. And after that, John Wayne Gacy said that, told in an interview, And he didn't know about that until afterwards, until he saw this interview. And he was like, yeah, the very first person I was going to kill, I guess they figured that something was wrong. And as we were driving, they opened the door and jumped out. And so then that's what made me take the handles off of the inside of the door of my car so that nobody could jump out again. But that one person knew beyond a shadow of a doubt. It was not, I'm fearful and I am paralyzed, or I'm fearful and I don't know what I need to do. No, I am sure that I don't need to be in this situation. It's not even about fear. It's just like, nope, I don't need to be here. I need to go. And this is how I'm going to go. 1, 2, 3, out. Okay? That's like the story of intuition that I think of when I think about it. Because because you can't panic in that situation. You're in the car with a serial killer. He's about to be a serial killer. You're in the car with him. You can't panic. You can't start freaking out. If you start freaking out, you will die. So your intuition kicks in and it lets you know, it lets you see ahead of time. It lets you know exactly what's going to happen, and then you follow along with it, and usually you're going to be safe. But I'm so afraid and I'm so worked up and I don't know how to handle it and it's just big emotions and it's too much. That is not your intuition. Your intuition is not frantic like that. It is a panic reaction when it's like that. All right? I hope that makes sense. Let me know. Let me check over here. Any other questions about that? Stephanie said, my quiet whisper often happens when I'm awake in the morning. Things come to me and I just know that they're true and I can see everything about it and I just know. Exactly. And it's quiet. It's not screaming. It's not grating on your nerves. It's not overstimulating. It is just, oh, okay. It's just clarity. So people think that feeling is intuition and it's not. It's just, it is a physical thing that happens to everybody. Your intuition is a little bit more special than that. It's a little quieter, it's a little more still, and you have to be in a still moment to be able to access it. If you just freaking out and you're not in a still moment and you feel like you're just predicting the future, no, that is catastrophizing. That is a reaction to a trigger. Okay, that is a cognitive distortion. That's what that is. All right. He said, okay, let's see. He said, oh, I see, for example, if I'm walking down the pathway and then as I'm walking, something is like, I feel right. Let me leave. And And the other thing he said, like what happened to me the other day, he said something off that was different from his normal. It scared me and made me concerned and nervous and triggered. Exactly. It's a different feeling, right? That's a totally different. If you're walking down the street, you're like, yeah, no, not this street, not this time. I need to move. Something's wrong. Something ain't quite right. And because you're not really terrified of it in the moment, because most of the time with the intuition, you're not totally sure, like, all right, well, why is it saying that? Why is it saying that not now, right here? But you are so sure about it. It comes through so clearly that you don't have a whole bunch of time to think about that. You just be like, okay, well, I'm going to trust it. It feels right. You said big words. I love it. Cognitive distortion. Yes, that's what that is. But just believing the absolute worst thing all the time. Yeah, that's a cognitive distortion. It's a change in the way your brain works after you have been through trauma. Your brain will keep on telling you that things are terrible. Like, I got it right here. 10 big distortions. It's all or nothing. Like, oh, our whole life together is over because this happened. No, it's not. This is a small part of your life. If you've been together for 10 years and he just did this in the last 2, 80% of your time together has been good. You're talking about a 20% thing. That's not all or nothing. It doesn't mean that every bit, the whole 80, didn't mean anything and it was awful. All right. There's overgeneralization when you extend a negative thought, so it reaches even further. Like, I never do anything right. I never say the right thing. That's a cognitive distortion. mental filter is when you filter out all the good stuff to focus on the bad. I didn't accomplish anything today, and nothing good ever happens to me. That's why you need the gratefulness one. Disqualifying the positive, because, okay, you acknowledge the positive thing, but it's not that big a deal. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Yeah, you discount the positive thing. Jumping to conclusions. When you're like, oh, he didn't call me, so he's cheating on me. That's a cognitive distortion too. Magnification or minimization is like when you exaggerate your own mistakes or other people's accomplishment or happiness while you're minimizing yourself and others' flaws. So it's like, oh, well, I'm always messing up at work and I'm terrible at what I do, but this person, they're always great and they never mess anything up. That's, magnification and minimization. You don't see them as a real person and you're not responding to yourself as a real person. And then should statements. Oh, I should have did this. I could have done that. I would have done that. When I catch myself shoulda, coulda, woulda, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I did what I did. That's where it is. I had to deal with the consequences or the fallout or whatever it was, and I'm gonna just go ahead and run with it. And I'm not going to keep on getting stuck on what I did or what I could have done. Labeling and mislabeling. The cheater thing. Saying, oh, well, he's just a cheater. Instead of, he is the person that I love. He is a person. He is a human being. He is a flawed individual, but he has very good things about him. Like, you're not looking at them as a real person. You're just labeling them as a thing. He's just a cheater, and then that's all you label him as. And personalization is another one. When you make things personal that aren't. You're like, oh, he cheated because I'm bad, and I'm bad in bed, or I'm fat, or something. Just craziness, just assuming about somebody else. You said, I got a list. Oh, you know what? You can look at, all you got to do is put in cognitive distortions. You put it in, it's a whole bunch of them comes up. And put it in the chat GPT too. It'll give you a whole bunch of them. But yes, cognitive distortions, it is how your brain operates on trauma. So it will tell you all those things. It will tell you these stories about people. Well, he's just a cheater and you're awful and that's why this happened. That's what's happening when that is going on in your brain, when you are recognizing all those thoughts. So you have to know that, okay, that's a distortion. That's not real. That is my brain assuming something that isn't true. All right. Let's see. I got 2 more questions. All right. If you got another question, come on with it. But let me answer these last 2. Caroline says, my husband cheated early last year. We spent most of the last year trying to rebuild our marriage until November when he called it quits on us. I know he was talking to the other girl for some of the time we were apart, and we both joined dating sites. He now wants to get back together, and I'm really confused and scared. We have 3 kids, and have been building a house that is almost finished. I don't know if I can get past everything that has happened. Is it silly to go back? Absolutely not, Caroline. It is not silly to do what you want to do. If you want to be together in your new house with your whole family, that is not wrong. That's not silly. That is a perfectly legitimate thing to want. Your whole plan was to do that. That was what the plan was. We were going to build this house. We're going to be here together. There's going to be love and forgiveness and happiness and compassion and all types of good things in these walls. That's not silly. That is perfectly rational. So if you want to, absolutely do it. Go for it. And message me if you want to. You need somebody to work with. You need help with that. But honestly, it's a lot of it is okay. We've both been out here. We've both seen that. Okay, dating science. It ain't too much out here. All right, we should try very hard to number 1, give ourselves the happily ever after that we deserve, and then number 2, show our children that this is what family does. Yes, things can go wrong, but this is the person that you choose and want to spend your life with. You forgive them. You move forward with them. So you're not you're not doing anything wrong doing that. You're not doing anything wrong at all. If that's what you want to do, go for it, Caroline. Go for it, okay? Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel anxious about it. If it's what you want to do, go for it. Because what harm could it do? You're already at the point we've been separated. We haven't been together. Things have been going wrong. Okay, we've done that. That's not working for you. Apparently, that's not enjoyable. So let's go for something better. Let's go ahead and try and work this out. Mm-hmm. I'm for it. I'm for it, Caroline. I will help you. Come on, message me. I'll help you. Angela's not here with us tonight. Angela's the moderator. She's so good at that. Said, I hope I can jump on the live with everyone, but that's all right. Said, everything is going great, but there's one thing I can't bring myself to do. I see women posting on social media about how great their husbands are and how they are in love their life, blah, blah, blah. But I just can't seem to bring myself to say that my husband is the greatest or that he's the best husband ever or anything sappy like that. If he were all that, he wouldn't have cheated. How do I address that? How do I get back to thinking that he's the best husband ever? Every time I start to post something like that, I just can't make myself say it. Okay, first and foremost, screw all that social media posting. I'm so serious about that. All of those people are like, oh, he's just my beloved and I just love him so much. And they're posting all the pictures and they're always talking about that. Them people are fighting. Those people are fighting, okay? They post all of that to look good, okay? That's all they're doing that for. Don't be one of those people, all right? You do not need to post your relationship. That is a phenomenon that came about with the advent of Facebook and like the internet and social media and stuff. People started taking that seriously, started saying that, oh, well, if we're not a couple, if we're not doing the things on Facebook, then our relationship isn't real. That's insanity. That's insanity. If you don't post wonderful things about your relationship on Facebook, then your relationship isn't wonderful? I think not. No, that's not real. That is one of those things that got made up with the internet. Don't fall for that. You do not have to do that. On my personal page, do you see me posting a whole bunch of stuff? If the people that are friends with me, I don't post about my relationship on that public. Every now and again, I'll take a picture with us. I don't even post my children on the internet. I very rarely you will ever see me post either one of my kids or all three of them. You never see me do that because this is just the internet, okay? This is not reality. This is not your day-to-day life, okay? I don't post all of that. It's not everybody's business. Don't feel like you have to be doing that. That's the first thing about this, okay? Because honestly, every time I see that, I'm like, oh, they're going to need me soon. Let me go ahead and hit them up because they're going to have problems. Because if you're doing all that, trying to show that your relationship is good to other people, you're not really paying too much attention to how good it is in reality, okay? That's just how it is. I'm sorry. If you disagree with me, let me know. But I truly believe that. I was counseling couples before I started focusing on just infidelity. So I was counseling couples for like 10 years before I started just doing this. Everybody that's all, oh, lovey-dovey and post of kissing and, oh, this is such a wonderful husband. Yeah, they got issues. Don't fall for it. It's just a portrayal of their relationship. Don't fall for that. Okay, but the second thing is he doesn't have to be the best husband. He doesn't have to be that. He has to be the best husband for you. You're saying that I want to say to the world that, oh, he's just the best out here. He might not be the best out here. I mean, I don't know how we compare, but honestly, like, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to compare him to anybody else. He just has to be good for you. That's it. That's all he has to be. You don't have to make him out to be a saint. You don't have to make him out to be Mr. Wonderful. He is just Mr. Wonderful to you. That is good enough. That's another reason why you don't need to be posting all that stuff on Facebook and on Instagram and trying to talk up our relationship. You don't need to do all of that because your relationship is only supposed to be understood by the two of you. You're not supposed to be trying to get everybody in on your relationship. You don't need to invite them into your world. You don't need to do that. There needs to be parts that is just for you and him. Nobody hears about it. Nobody sees about it. But it is awesome stuff happening with the two of you in your little globe. Does that make sense? Again, I'm getting the likes. I'm getting some love for that. That is what you need to be worried about. If they're the right person for you and behaving like you're the right people for each other. Just loving on each other as much as you possibly can. If it's all about posting on social media, I say don't. I say don't do it. But if it's like, okay, you want to talk good about him, you need to do that. And then you're like, if he were all that, then he wouldn't have cheated. That's not true either. There are some awesome people, awesome boyfriends, husbands, do all the other good things, but still cheat. So that doesn't mean that they're not all that. Doesn't mean that they didn't do all the good things too. But they did the wrong things too. And that is just part of being human. Trying to exclude regular human issues, things that people do wrong all the time. People cheat all the time, do that wrong all the time. If trying to say that thing, doing something that is a human failure, makes him, well, you're not all that now. That's not fair. It's not fair to us as people. We've got to be able to understand that we do the wrong things. We do the wrong things on a regular basis. That doesn't make us bad people. It doesn't make us, any less than. It's just a human condition. We're out here being people. We're peopling out here, and sometimes we don't people well. And we've got to understand that about one another and just love each other through it. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. But you can start off with saying just good things about him. You can talk about the good things. How much do I trust him? I trust him with, what do I trust him with? I trust him with our finances. I trust him with our kids and our grandkids. I trust him on the road with his motorcycle. I trust him, if you remind yourself of all those good things, then the small things don't seem so huge. But if you only focus on, well, he's just not perfect, then that's all you're going to really be thinking about. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Whoo, all right. That's the end of the questions that I got. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Anything you're like, Dasha, that doesn't make any sense. Or Coach, I just love every bit of that. Tell me more about that. Anything in particular? Let me know. If not, I'm going to go ahead and go on to affirmations. You said, Cosmo, you said, and you once said social media is fake. I don't post my boyfriend anymore. I just don't see the need anymore, honestly. I keep my photos for me, and I may only post occasionally, like for our birthday or so. Yeah. Like our anniversary, I make a Canva post and I make something pretty. I didn't last year, I don't think, but I did the year before. But like I make a little Canva post on his birthday. I post on his page, but like I'm not living my relationship online. So why am I posting all that for other people to see? That's all that is. It's, here, judge my relationship worthy. No, not doing that. Not doing it. Stephanie said you love every bit of that. Thank you. I'm glad. Oh, I'm trying to tell you. I just can't. Because I grew up and we didn't have all this. So, I feel like I'm a little older, and I'm like, dude, we got way too into this internet thing. We got too into this social media as a validation for our relationships. Are you kidding me? If this didn't exist, your relationship wouldn't exist? Are you crazy? I'm so mad at him because he didn't like my pictures. Oh, could you please? Just show him. He is right there with you. Turn the phone around and say, hey, look at this. And he's going to say, oh, yeah, that's cool. And he's going to move on with his life. And you don't have to have him like everything that's on your page. It's just too much. It's too much. We made too much out of being on social media. We really did. All righty. He said, amen. Thank you. We really made such a big deal out of it. We made that such a problem. We made that such a huge issue. All right, so I'm gonna pick an affirmation for you today. Remember, affirmations are just what you tell yourself. So if you keep on telling yourself a negative thing, you are affirming that that thing is true. So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, whatever it is, you are telling yourself, your brain will start to believe. So you need to be conscious and mindful about the affirmations that you say, the things that you repeat over and over again. Pick your affirmation and run with it. So, got an affirmation for the day? Say it over and over again. Today I am loved. Aww. Today I will know in my heart that I deserve love and respect. Today I am loved. Today I will know in my heart that I deserve love and respect. Today, oh, can you see that? Today I am loved. Today I will know in my heart that I deserve love and respect. So today I am loved, and say that through this week. That's going to be your affirmation for this week, over and over again. Today I am loved. I am loved. I am loved so much. I am so loved. I am rolling in love. I am smothered by love. I am covered by love. I am basted in love. Say it over and over and over and over and over again. Tell your brain a different message than the fear and the trauma is trying to tell it. All right? All right, you said, oh yeah, okay. I read that. All right. I think I got everybody. I think I got all of the questions, all of the comments. So that's about it. I'm getting ready to go. And thank you for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. We're here, Healing Hour and a Half Live. Thank you so much for joining me. I love it when you all come and talk to me. When I first started doing this, there was nobody. So it's awesome to sit here and be able to actually talk to somebody. Let's see. Until we see each other next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, do not do what the fear tells you to do. Always turn away from the negative towards the positive. And I love you and I'm proud of you. All right? That's it. I will talk to you next week on the Healing Hour Live. Talk to you then. Bye. Bye on Instagram. And bye over here on Facebook and YouTube.